All right, what's up, BBW fam? So we're back for another banging episode on Dan versus World. So a couple months ago, I made a top barbecue in Los Angeles video, and a lot of you guys gave me some awesome recommendations in the comments. So in this video, we're back for part 2. We're actually on Fairfax right now, a very popular district in Los Angeles, for our first barbecue spot called Bluso's BBQ. A lot of you guys dropped that down in the comments. So yeah. In this video, we're gonna go around Los Angeles again to try some more mouth-watering barbecue. So yeah, let's check out some barbecue. Let's go. Guys, look at this spread right here. So we built our own platter at Bluso's. This is at least 10 pounds. This is super heavy. So we got all the good stuff right here. Pork ribs, pork ends, hot links, this giant dino rib. This alone is like a couple pounds right here. This is ginormous. Brisket, of course, mac and cheese, cornbread, potato salad, and some of their French fries. So let's dig in. We're at Bluso's BBQ in Los Angeles right now, and we're about to go in on all this barbecue, guys. A little bit about Bluso's BBQ before we start. So the owner, Kevin Bluso, is born in Compton and raised in Texas. So he brought the Texas barbecue scene that, you know, he was raised with to LA. So that's why you guys see all this good Texas brisket and barbecue right here. And the vibes of this place, I've actually been on a Texas BBQ tour as well, so OG DVW fans, make sure you guys check out our Austin BBQ tour. But it kind of reminds me of a little bit of Texas in here. There's also the Texas flag. There's like that Lone Star State kind of decorations all around. And this platter right here with the parchment paper, this brings me back to the Austin days. So yeah, let's just try it out. So let's take a big bite of this dino beef rib, guys. Let's go all in. Oh my God. Yeah, baby. That is definitely just like Texas barbecue. There's so much oomph to this meat. It's so huge. The dino beef rib. There's a nice little crispy bark on the top. And then it's just super tender. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it to you. Just watch this bite. It just falls apart. Look at this. I love playing with barbecue. All this fat right here. There's abundance of sauce for us to use it with. Let's do a nice little dip right here. Ooh, there's a little spice there. You see me pause? It's nice, tangy, sweet barbecue sauce. Ooh, there's already a nice dry rub on the beef rib, but that nice barbecue sauce adds that extra dimension of flavor. But for me, a beef rib, this has got to be tender, fall off, the bone juicy, and this is. And it's got to have, you know, that lean meat too. You don't want to be all fat, which there are. Pop a little hot link in our mouths. Nice and spicy. There's a lot of spice in the herbs on this one. You know the rib is good when you bust out dancing. So we are at a Texas barbecue place, so brisket is king. So let's try their brisket. You know, I can be civilized. There's forks and knives, but you know, we're using our hands for that dino rib. So let's rip this apart. Get a nice piece right here. Salud. Nice and smoky. Get that smokiness from it. There's a nice little bark on here too, but the key to this is that the meat is smoked very well. So it's about, you know, I got a leaner piece, so it's about 7 on the tender scale. But to be fair, I left it out a little bit before we ate it because, you know, cameras eat first. But I'm gonna use a little bit of barbecue sauce for this one. So I definitely prefer the fattier pieces for this one because it isn't the most tender, but this barbecue sauce just makes it a lot better. Yeah, let's try the pork ribs right here. So there's much bigger surface area for the bark and the dry rub to get on here. I love their dry rub here because I already cheated and I had some of the fries, and they use the dry rub that has some of the pork fat seasoning on it and a bunch of their mixtures of dry rubs, and there's a little bit of sweetness on there. So there has to be some type of sweetening agent, sugar, brown sugar, something like that. But similar to this pork rib, also I like my pork ribs to actually be a little bit leaner because pork can be, you know, fatty, but this 9 out of 10 rib for me, really tender, juicy, and I like the dry rub. It's flavorful. I don't even need the extra barbecue sauce. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of looks like Chinese char siu barbecue pork right here. I mean, char siu is actually barbecue pork, but it's Chinese, so this is the American Texas version. Let's try it out. Definitely reminds me of char siu, but it has more of that smokiness from it, from that wood smoke in the smoker. But yeah, there's like a nice layer of fat, nice crispy bark. It's a nice little bite, but in these little niblets, dip them and throw them in your mouth. That's really good. I give that 8.5 out of 10 DVW score. Yeah, I definitely think this is one of the top meats here. One of my standout favorites right here. This is like a huge, giant Flintstone dino rib. You can order one of these and share it with 2 people. This is how big it is. Alrighty, so that was actually the mild barbecue sauce that we've been trying. So they have a hot one, so I'm gonna do a little bit of brisket action. Look at that, baby. Oh, I like the hot a lot better. I like how thick the sauce is. I love thick barbecue sauce. There's a nice tanginess to it, but it's not too sweet. A little hint of spice. It's like creeping up, but it's extremely thick. 10 out of 10 for the sauce. Actually, I got a more juicy piece of the brisket at the bottom. Maybe it's just whatever one you choose. So I have to bump the DVW score up with the sauce to a 7.5 out of 10. It's actually more juicy than I thought. Let's move on to the sides. Alrighty, so with all the savory meat, you know, let's refresh our palate with some cold cucumbers or cold pickles. I mean, pickles, just pickled cucumber. Oh yeah. Woo. Nice and crunchy. Definitely reminds me of Texas BBQ because in the hot Austin sun, when you take a bite of like cold pickle, it just brings you back to life. But ooh, nice and crispy. This one's on the sour side. I like it. I cheated and ate some of these off camera because I love fries. I'm an addict. I'm a munchie fiend, but these fries, 10 out of 10. Like I said, they use the pork fat and then also some of the dry rub from the barbecue on these fries. And this is in-house made buttermilk ranch with some other herbs and seasonings. Try it out.
The ranch is the best.
Oh, ooh, it's double fried. It's really crispy. Kind of has like a Cajun sweet seasoning. I like that sweet rub on it. Really crispy. We left it out for almost like 40 minutes now and it's still crispy. But the ranch itself, it's really milky. It's house made, so 10 out of 10 for the fries. So let's try some of the mac right here. I always love barbecue with mac. Mac's probably one of my favorite sides. Try this out. Got a nice glob of cheese right here. Gotta get a nice glob of cheese in your mouth. Oh, look at this. Let's have some more mac. It's super, super cheesy. There's like a nice crispy layer of cheese, and on the inside, the cheese is super melted and distributed throughout. Solid 8.2 out of 10 DVW score. Can't go wrong with mac and cheese though. It's just so comforting. Reminds me of Thanksgiving. Let's try some of this potato salad right here. Another awesome looking side. This one is mustardy. Also a throwback to Austin. They do some things differently over there. It's that Austin barbecue culture. There's like the pickles and then the mustardy potato salad. I usually like my potato salad more like mayo-y or just crunchy, but this is more like mashed. It's almost like a mashed potato salad that's like very mustardy. It's very refreshing. So with Texas style barbecue, the sides should be refreshing because it's usually really hot in Texas and you're eating all this, you know, really fatty, savory meat. I actually don't really like mustard, but I like the potato puree aspect to it. So if you guys like mustard, it's probably like an 8 out of 10, but I give it like a 7. All right, last but not least, let's try this cornbread right here. So some butter on top for us. Let's butter this up right here. I like my cornbread nice and buttery. So the reason why I say this at the end is because there's some controversy, but I consider my cornbread as somewhat of like a dessert item. If anything, a little appetizer, but it's categorized as a side. So I'm gonna ruffle up some feathers in the comments. So comment down below if you guys consider cornbread an appetizer, side, or dessert. This is the one. Yeah, Definitely on the desserty side because this is one's a little sweeter, but it's flaky, but at the same time spongy and soft at the same time. Like you take a bite into it and it's just so moist. Like some of the cornbread just sticks to the roof of your mouth. So tender and chewy. I give this cornbread 9.5 out of 10. They do the cornbread right here. All right, so just finished our meal here at Bluso's BBQ. So overall DVW score for this whole place, I give it a solid 9.1 out of 10 DVW score for Texas style barbecue in Los Angeles. The standouts were the rubs, the dino rib, the pork ribs, and also the sides were great too, that cornbread. So yeah, that's our DVW score. So on to our next barbecue spot in LA. Let's go. Alrighty, so we're back on the streets of LA right now on our next spot on this best barbecue in Los Angeles tour. We're visiting a very popular, highly renowned spot called Moos Craft BBQ. They have been featured as one of the best Texas style barbecue on the prestigious Texas Monthly magazines. I went to a couple spots on their ratings. All of them were great. So I really trust that resource. But yeah, guys, we are here. Right behind me, Moos Craft BBQ in LA. So let's walk in and check it out. This is their outdoor dining area. They got a little pit here. I don't know if it's just for display or if they actually use it. Actually, I think they actually use it because I smell some smokiness, some wood, maybe some hickory wood. Actually, that might just be from the back. So yeah, there's a whole outdoor patio dining area. Very spacious. Has a very homey backyard barbecue love and feel to it. We are in LA. I'm feeling the ocean breeze right now, so got to take advantage of that. It's about 72 degrees right now. It is actually perfect weather to sit outside. Yeah, guys, beautiful vibes for some hopefully beautiful barbecue. I'm ready, y'all. Alrighty, so our spread of Moos Craft BBQ has came here, guys. So this whole plate under $50. It was like 49 bucks, which I think is a pretty good deal. Seeing what you guys got here, so we're gonna judge it by its quality, taste, price point compared to all the rest of the spots that we visited on this best barbecues in LA tour. Man, that's the thing about LA traffic and just being in the LA streets. It's right on Broadway. It's just super loud cars, sirens, and trucks rolling through. That's how you guys know your guys are in LA. Right on cue, some horns started blaring. But yeah, guys, so we got some up there. Pork ribs right here. We got some nice quarter pound of brisket right here. Burnt ends right here. And jalapeno cheddar sausage right here all cut up for us. So it's barbecue. I have my silverware, but barbecue is best to be eaten messy. So let's try this out here, guys. So I'm gonna try this pork rib first. Salud. Second a bite. Tender and juicy. The bark could be a little bit more crispy, but I love my pork ribs juicy and tender. That's my number one criteria for pork rib, and it's also very flavorful. It's very soft and tender, not necessarily fall off the rib, but if you guys want some, you know, oomph and a little bit of, you know, lean meat on the bone, this is it for you. Nice sweet glaze going on somewhere around there too. So I give this rib a solid 8.2 out of 10 DVW score. Ooh, so let's try this brisket right here. Some briskets, you guys get the points or the more leaner pieces, and some more fattier pieces. I really like my brisket really fatty. This looks like one right in between. So let's get messy, guys. Oh yeah, that is the one. That is the one. Taking that bite. Extremely juicy brisket. Also some lean pieces on it as well. I don't like when the brisket is just all fat or just too dry and lean, but this is definitely Texas style brisket. You guys didn't know, brisket is king in Texas. I went down south to Texas to go on a barbecue tour, so make sure you guys check out our awesome barbecue tour if you guys haven't yet. Like I was saying before, this spot was featured on Texas Monthly as being some of the best Texas barbecue outside of the United States. I think they named like 47 spots Texas style barbecue outside of Texas, and I think there are around like 47 spots all around the US. California has a few, but in LA, I think this is the only one that is ranked. And then the other one was Heritage Barbecue in San Juan Capistrano, but that's in OC, but stay tuned, we might check out that place as well. But yeah, I knew when it was featured on Texas Monthly that the brisket had to be good here, and ooh, this is up there as some of the best brisket I've tried with LA barbecue. It is neck and neck with Ray's barbecue. Stay tuned, we're gonna feature that next. But yeah guys, really good brisket. There's some sauce for us right here too. Looks like some mustard type sauce and some barbecue sauce, but you know it's good brisket and good barbecue, and you don't need the sauce. The sauce is just complimentary, just condiments to add a little extra to it. So I can eat this with or without sauce, but this is already so juicy and flavorful. I don't think I need it. This is amazing. I can inhale this. Finger licking good. So with awesome Texas style barbecue, it's just simple pepper seasoning on the bark. So a lot of it's very peppery on the top, maybe some salt, but very peppery. But there's also like somewhat of sweet glaze coming from secondary glaze coming from this pork rib actually, this burnt end, because this burnt end looks lathered in sauce. But very nice flavor, very minimal seasoning on top, and just you get the nice juicy flavor of the brisket. You can tell this was smoked perfection because on the inside it's nice and juicy and has a nice crisp bark. It's not the crispiest bark or crunchiest bark. I'll give the bark like a 7.5 out of 10, but how juicy, thick, meaty, and also juicy this brisket is. I have to give this brisket a solid, for LA standards, 9.4 out of 10. DVW score, it's fire. Whew. It definitely live up to the hype. So I give these ribs a solid 8.2 out of 10. That's a hitter. So let's try this pork belly burnt ends right here. It's kind of shaped like a little sandwich, but it's pure meat, baby. All protein. Wow, that was delightful. It's like you're biting into a pork meat candy. There's a nice sweet glaze on the outside, but not too overbearing. Definitely some vinegary flavor coming out of that sauce as well. Take another bite. The sauce is where it's at for this pork belly burnt ends. 10 out of 10 for a sauce. Nice sweet tanginess from it. I think there's a little bit of a orangey or tangerine flavor from the sauce as well. But as far as the meat goes, I would hope that it'd be a little bit cooked a little bit more. I feel like the fat's still kind of gelatiny, so I feel like if it was smoked a little bit more, it'd be much more, tender, and the fat would just render and just melt. So I'm comparing this to, the pork belly burnt ends I've had in Texas, which were some of the best in the world. So I'm being very critical. So I give those pork belly burnt ends solid 8 out of 10. The sauce is pretty much carrying it. I like my pork belly more on the lean, meaty side than fatty. So minimally, I like it around 70-30. This one's more of like a 60-40, maybe 50-50 with the fat and the meat. But yeah, let's try this jalapeno sausage right here. Jalapeno cheese sausage. My taste buds are confused. There's a lot of spices to that jalapeno cheddar sausage. Also some sweetness, spiciness, but that's how you like a good sausage. Just so much flavor. It's a nice crunch too. I like my sausage very firm and crunchy. That's a flavor explosion. Then there's little pockets of jalapeno cheese that just burst into your mouth when you bite into it. Spicy and savory action going on here. So if you guys notice, there's jalapenos on my plate right here, and a jalapeno cheddar sausage, and this is a jalapeno cream corn right here. So you guys notice it's a lot of jalapeno influence in this dish, because this spot, being in LA, a melting pot of culture, is one of the most diverse cities in the world. This is also has a lot of Mexican influence as well, because the owners are also Mexican American, and they like to showcase their Mexican American heritage through these dishes. So I can definitely taste it through the jalapeno sausage, these jalapeno items, and also they have some tres leches as dessert as well. I might have to grab that, but yeah, let's see how the jalapeno cream corn is. Try this out, baby. That's good. It's like some crispy shallots on top. Give it a nice crunch and fragrance. Kind of reminds me of like esquites with that Mexican American influence. So it's not just sweet cream corn. There's a little spice from it too. Looks like there could be some chili flakes somewhere in there. And there's nice smokiness from the corn as well. You guys know elote or esquites. It's like smoked grilled corn. And also these meats are very smoky as well. And I could smell the smoker in the back somewhere. There's a little prop right there. I don't know if that's a real smoker, but they're smoking something in the back, guys. Very smoky from the plate to the environment. I give it a solid 9.2 out of 10 DVW score. It's fire. But also they have a full bar over there too that serves some beers and seltzers. So I got a little Pilsner right here from a LA locally craft brewery. So salud. A little Pilsner. Always great to drink a little brewski to wash down all of this heavy meats. But yeah, guys, man, that's a good side right there. Definitely some Mexican spices. Woo, it's creeping up. That's also why I grabbed this. Didn't want to look weak sauce for you guys. I said I grabbed the beer to wash down the meats, but what I really meant was wash down the spices from this cream corn right here. Woo, you should call this a spice. Well, it is a jalapeno cream corn. Oh, I forgot that fact. So that spicy flavor is coming from the jalapeno, so it's definitely a 3D flavor to this corn, but it's fire, literally and figuratively. Salud. Needless to say, I'm gonna clean up this plate, but I'm gonna give you guys my overall DVW score. I feel like the prices are pretty fair. I got this whole plate for $50. I mean, barbecue isn't cheap, especially in LA, so I give the price a good 8.5 out of 10. The brisket was a hitter here. Some of the best brisket in LA. So they said they had a good Texas style barbecue here. Spacey the brisket, so definitely agree. And just the vibe, the place, the environment. It's a little bar here. Nice, cozy, comfortable. Kind of has like a homey backyard barbecue type feel from this outside patio. Cool little authentic barbecue vibe. So I give this place a solid 9.2 out of 10 DVW score. You know what, actually? We have a spare survivor of the brisket, my favorite thing here. So let's douse it with a little bit of their barbecue sauce right here. Let's try this out. Oh yeah. I think that's the same sauce as from the pork belly burnt ends. That's really good. Try some of this mustard. Some mustard with some spice or pepper. So yeah, this sauce is also a winner. Good 9 out of 10 sauce right there. But yeah, the brisket was a hit. Some of the other items were and a Mexican influence sides and dishes here. Fire. We actually might have to get the tres leches on the way out. So salud. But yeah, gonna finish the rest of this Moos Craft BBQ up and see you guys at the next barbecue spot for some more LA barbecue. Let's go. All right, DVW fam, so we got a treat for you guys. We weren't expecting to run into the owners here, but they're here smoking the meats in the back, so we got lucky and caught them. So nice to meet you. Andrew,
nice to meet
right?
you. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Andrew and Michelle.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome. Can you please let us know a little bit about your guys' stories?
Yeah, sure. So Moos Craft BBQ started in our backyard just for fun back in 2016, 17. Started way before that just as a hobby. And then around that time was when we decided to take it like a little bit, I wouldn't even say serious. It was just like, let's do this for people instead of just for family, friends, and neighbors, right? So we created an Instagram account, all her idea, and we got a couple hundred followers, decided to do a pop-up in our backyard, and then one thing led to another. Eater LA came out a few months later, and then our lines wrapped down the block, and we were unable to do them from home, and we kind of got into like a brewery circuit, and we're doing different breweries once or twice a month. That led to Smorgasburg, into the pandemic, and then in 2021 we opened a restaurant, and we've been here since. We're in Lincoln Heights, California.
I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. My kids were really young. I've always loved cooking. My husband was working in insurance, and I used to take him into Texas, and father told him, when you're out there for work, make it a point to try some Texas-style barbecue. There's nothing like that here in LA. And he did that. And then it was just, you know, he went down a rabbit hole from there. I was like, this is incredible. I want to figure out how to make this at home. And I just know he was barbecuing all the time. We were cooking and inviting friends. And I decided to create an Instagram page that would feature all of the different things we were smoking, all of the different sides we were making. And then one day I had an idea of like, man, like our friends and family love this and it's great. But how about opening it up to a broader audience by inviting complete strangers to our backyard.
I think the more like gratifying and rewarding part was like
The community.
the community and the expressions we were getting from some of these people that were coming through. Some people from Texas were like, "Oh my God, like this is so good. It reminds me of home." So it was fun. We kept doing it. At a certain point, people were like, "When are you guys going to open a restaurant?" And we're just like, "A restaurant? We're not going to open a
That's not the
restaurant."
plan.
And something's happened in between, and we're just like, "Yeah, let's see where it goes." We decided to not have the regret of like, what if? So we just said, well, if we can get to a restaurant and it happens, it does. And if we can try to do it and it doesn't happen, at least we tried, right? And so we tried, and it's been a good success for us. Recognized now by LA Times, James Beard, Michelin Guide, more than we ever imagined or even like imagined and even like attempted to do when we set out to do it. So pretty cool.
Well, thank you guys for your story. And you said you guys started as in the backyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was sitting back there, it reminded me of like backyard barbecue. I felt like I was sitting in someone's backyard.
I
In the back.
love
So that was really
Yeah,
cool.
and that was kind of the vibe we
Yeah.
wanted to recreate here. Is just like, how do we kind of make this an extension of like our home, right? Like having people come into the patio, and it's not pretentious. It's nice. It's like inviting, and you can come and sit in the patio with your dog, and just hang out and have
Or
barbecue,
come with a
and
group of
or come with a group of
friends.
friends, right?
And share a tray of barbecue. That's what it's all about. It's pretty cool. The fact that we're out here and that we were able to find our brick and mortar, our new home, and able to welcome everyone from all walks. This is now a destination location, right? Like people come here from everywhere, sometimes even from the other side of the world just to come eat at Moos. And we think that's pretty special.
Your brisket was spectacular. Do you mind sharing a few of your secrets? Maybe you guys could leave a little bit out of your smoking process.
It's all on
about the
YouTube. We
brisket.
copy everything.
Oh, yeah?
from YouTube. No. Pretty straightforward. Salt, pepper, a couple other things that we don't necessarily share as far as our rub goes. 1/4 inch trim. Make sure you clean it up real nice. Make sure there's no edges that are going to crisp up and burn over a long cook. So pretty standard stuff there. Heavy smoke in the beginning, and then kind of ramp up your temperature and clean up the smoke like towards your middle and into the cook, and just keep momentum, and pretty much take them till they're done. So pretty straightforward Texas brisket process.
12 hours?
Depending on 12, 14 hours. Some will come off in 10. We feel them all for doneness, and then also kind of spot check with a probe just to feel for doneness. And then also usually your temps align, but we don't really necessarily put anything based off of like a certain number, right? But
Awesome.
that's kind of it. In Texas, they use white oak. It's post oak, so it's just like a different variant of the same kind of trees. But that's what we use. That's what kind of makes barbecue across the country its own thing, or distinguishable from the other areas. Like some areas, like they'll have a lot of mesquite. Some areas a lot of hickory. We just happen to have a lot of oak in Southern California, so that's what we use. We could use like fruit woods. Obviously there's a lot of fruit woods in California, but they're too soft and they burn too quick. So white oak has a nice mellow burn. The smoke is not overpowering, and each log lasts a good amount of time, so you're not just consistently there feeding your fires and working on that. So
I like that. So native California oak for native Los Angeles barbecue.
Yeah.
All right. So appreciate you guys for the time.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Nice
Thanks for
meeting you
coming
guys.
by.
Awesome.
Let's go.
All right, so just walked up in our next place called Zeph Barbecue here in Simi Valley, but they're a pop-up. They're all over LA. So what's up, guys?
Hey,
What's up, BBW fam?
How y'all doing? Welcome to Zeph Barbecue.
Justin putting in work on the briskets. Look how juicy those are, guys. Right there. Look at that bark. So Justin told me the best way to have a brisket is just fresh out of the smoker while he's cutting it right now. So, hey, it looks so good. We're taking it before it even hits our platter. Ooh, oh man, it's about to fall off, so I gotta do this quick.
How's that?
That's good stuff. Finger licking good. Hey, that was a candid finger lick right there. Super juicy, tender. Woo! Good flavor as well. Wow. Alrighty, so we have our Zeph barbecue platter right here. It looks absolutely crazy. It smells great. I had a sampler of the brisket in there and it was fire. Fresh out of the smoker, but it looks like we got some tri-tip here, some pulled pork, barbecue sauce. This brisket looks absolutely amazing. Mac salad, some coleslaw, potato salad. So without further ado, let's take a piece of the king of Texas Austin barbecue meats. This is rooted in Texas American barbecue, so let's try the brisket first. I like to take a big bite of the brisket to really see if it's tender, falls apart, how much leanness and fattiness to the meat there is. But obviously there are different parts of the briskets, points, the rounds, and so depending on which part of the brisket you get, the more fatty it could be or lean. I like my brisket right in the middle with the fatty juicy pieces and the leanness. And guys, this is absolutely spectacular. Has a good bark on it too, with a lot of flavor. It's a lot of brisket Texas barbecues more on the peppery side. It's pretty simple, salt, pepper, but this one's on the salty side, which I really like. It's a lot of flavor, so I'm really digging this. I don't even need the barbecue sauce. I'm gonna save it for the rest of the meats because it's really well flavored. When I don't have to use any sauce, that's how you know it's banging. I'll give this brisket a solid 9.3 out of 10 DBW score for this. Woo, it's good. Let's have some of this tri-tip right here, baby. That is a good tri-tip right there. I know it's good because some tri-tip could be leaner and sometimes dry, but this one is still tender, juicy, and that's how I like it, guys. I like a lot of flavors. That is very tender. I cut a big piece to see how long it takes for me to chew it, and not too long, guys, for a tri-tip. This is fuego. You know when you bust out dancing, something good has entered your mouth. And there's a lot of items on here, and you know, it's talking to Chef Logan and Chef Kirby. The thing I get about this spot is just creativity, risks, and just variety, because they have a little bit of everything here. There was some seafood in there. I might try that in a sec. Curry. So there's a lot of options to be had here, but let's try some of this pulled pork. Has some vinegary hint there, but still very soft and tender. Pulled pork, usually I put some barbecue sauce on there. Try out their barbecue sauce. Let's do a little dipperoonie. Classic American barbecue sauce. I like how thick it is, sweet it is. Try some of this. Looks like some honey mustard of some sorts. Try this out. Ooh, got a lot of sauce in there. Ooh, a little sweet honey mustard. And for me, that's how you know a pulled pork is good, because I'm not the biggest fan of pulled pork, but this pulled pork is nice and tender. Doesn't have like too much of like that porky taste on it. It's fire, guys. This spot definitely really reminds me of a typical Texas Austin barbecue spot. Brings me back to Austin because, I mean, just look at the spread here, but it has the barbecue staples. LA is really coming up in the barbecue scene for sure. Like I said, I traveled down south to Texas, so I become somewhat of a barbecue snob after going down there. So my standards of American barbecue heightened just a little bit, but you know, the barbecue scene in LA is definitely growing with, you know, places like this. It's really impressing me with the barbecue. So, you know, all the Texas barbecue staples are here. I don't have to go all the way down to Austin for good barbecue anymore. And the reason for the radish, pickle sometimes, because when you're eating barbecue in the heat of Texas, it could be kind of hot, so you have some refreshing cold pickled veggies to eat with your barbecue, but also has that pickle sweet flavor, so it's a good palate cleanser for all this savory rich meat that you're eating. Let's try some of this potato salad right here. Some potato salad can be just like all sauce, but big chunks of potato in here, nice sweet sour pop from, maybe the sourness coming from the radish right next to it, but and the pickles, but pretty far. Macaroni salad. Sweet, refreshing for more barbecue. Some Hawaiian rolls. Hawaiian rolls are like crack, so soft, sweet. I eat these all day. These will do the trick every time. Let's try some of this coleslaw right here. Crunchy lettuce, cabbage. Again, refreshing. Alright, so while I was eating that, Chef Logan brought some curry crab legs right here. Like I said, guys, you guys gotta check out their menu. They're always doing crazy things, but guys, this is crazy. This is the first barbecue spot that I've seen that has, you know, all out shellfish seafood right here. So let's try out this crab leg. Oh man. Oh man, that's crazy. That sauce. Get some of that crab meat with that curry sauce right here. Crispy shallots, green onions on here. That combo is crazy, guys. So yeah, really creative kitchen. There's all types of flavors and items here at this barbecue spot. So I can't even call it just barbecue. It's like kitchen or cuisine. But yeah, that curry sauce, fire. Guys, but they really blew me away with this brisket right here. Woo, they hit it out the park. Zeph BBQ pop-up, and they popped up for sure. Solid 9.4 out of 10. DVW score for this brisket. Super juicy. That's the art of barbecue, guys. Just so much that goes into the process. It's not just smoking it. Just because it's a simple process doesn't mean it's not a delicate one. But yeah, so each smoking process, they use different type of wood. So in Austin, Texas, they have, you know, a lot of similar type of wood that they use. But this is LA, baby, and the LA barbecue scene is going up. So at Moos, they use white native California oak. And I asked Logan what type of wood he used here. He said red oak, so native to California for California native barbecue, guys. So the LA barbecue scene is coming up, guys, and I like hearing stories of this, and you know what makes this barbecue unique, which is their red oak, baby. Definitely adds the flavor and smokiness of this brisket. But yeah, very glad I tried Zeph BBQ. DVW score for this place. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for creativity. Their brisket was fire. These staples were fire, and I haven't tried, you know, all the dishes they mentioned yet, but you know, just hearing the name of some of the fusion Asian items with the barbecue, give this place a solid 9.5 out of 10 DVW score. If you guys are lucky, you guys can catch these items on whatever given week you guys are visiting or getting their catering, because they do a lot of catering too. Staple barbecue items are great, and all the creative dishes are just as good. So fire. I'm gonna finish up the rest of this delicious barbecue and on to our next barbecue stop. Let's go. All right, we got a treat for you guys. We have the main men of Zeph BBQ here. Kirby, nice to meet you.
Pleasure, Dan.
And Chef Logan.
Pleasure. Happy to have you.
So, yeah, can you guys tell us a little bit about Zeph BBQ, how you guys got started, and what you guys are known for? I mean, just walking in here, it looks crazy. It seems like you guys like anime, and just looking through your kitchen.
Absolutely.
The brisket looks amazing, and a lot of creative dishes. So
Appreciate that.
please let the DVW fam know.
Yeah, so Zeph BBQ started out of the pandemic, like a lot of pop-ups, and we are still going strong as a pop-up. We move around quite a bit. We went with barbecue because barbecue was super popular in 2020, and you know, it was a passion of mine, and it was a backyard hobby that has now turned into a full-time job. You know, it's my only job. It's what, you know, pays the bills, what pays his bills. And we do so many different types of food. We try to tell it changes all the time, and we try to say we do global fusion through the eyes of Central Texas barbecue.
Central Texas barbecue, but ultimately we kind of do whatever the hell we want.
We do a lot of Southeast Asian, we do a lot of Japanese, we do a lot of Thai, we do a lot of Vietnamese. The woman that we actually share the commissary space with, she is Thai, so we have a lot of influence from her. We have all our curries made from scratch. We have all of our hot sauces made from scratch. This is our barbecue 5 years this April in 2025. Chef Curry's been with me since basically the beginning. And we're just rocking and rolling, man. We're happy to be here. We're happy to serve the community. Yeah.
It sounds to me like you guys can get Texas barbecue with a little bit of everything and anything here at Zeph BBQ, and we just tried some seafood in the kitchen too. So yeah, this is the first barbecue spot in this store where we had oysters and seafood.
Yeah, so we're only open Saturdays, Sundays. Saturdays pre-orders, Sundays are walk-ups. We change spots quite often. You can find us on Instagram at zef.barbecue. You can also find us, you can go onto our website and get on our newsletter. All the information comes out through there. We pop up around, we're normally in Simi Valley, but we also do a lot of events in LA, at different breweries, at Benny Boy,
we were just in San Diego. So
yeah,
Southern California, we bounce around. Yeah, the best way to keep up with what we're doing is through our Instagram. Because yeah, like Chef said, the menu changes pretty much every week.
Yeah. So those things are always static, but then we move everything around. We do banh mi's and tacos and soups, and we did pho last week, and we did
smash burgers.
Yeah. So if you guys, want any of the dishes that, Chef Logan and Kirby here introduced, check out the link in the description. I'll put their website and social media. That's where you guys can find them. And, and their menu.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey.
Yep.
Danvers World. What's up?
Let's go.
Alrighty. Cool. Alright, so we're at another spot on this Los Angeles barbecue tour. We're right outside of the Swinging Door, Texas BBQ right here in North Hollywood. So yeah, I smell a lot of meat smoking in the back somewhere. I smelled that everywhere when I was touring Austin, Texas, but it's pretty rare here in LA, but I do smell it. There's something smoking in the back, so let's go inside and check out what kind of meat they got for us. Let's go. Oh, I knew I was smelling something when I walked here. There's a huge smoker right here with some wood burning. All right, so we got one of the main pit masters here at Swinging Door Barbecue, Domingo Gutierrez. Nice to meet you, bro. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. DW family, welcome into the Swinging Door Barbecue here in
Yes,
Hollywood. Yeah, we're just pretty excited to have you guys here. We're excited for people to find out about this place. We get a lot of people that come in and they're like, oh, we've never heard of this place before. I think we're just like a small location, but we're very passionate about the barbecue. This is like Texas style barbecue. We specialize in mainly brisket, ribs. All the food that we try to use is like high quality brisket. The brisket that we use is mainly prime brisket. Again, like the process it's a pretty long process. It's nothing like fast food. Honestly, it's time consuming, but it's definitely worth it. I think the key for good barbecue is just patience. You need to be patient. You need to be able to dedicate time, be able to, have that passion for barbecue. It's nothing easy. It's not easy. It's not, like I said, it's nothing like fast food. But yeah, we're mainly like the main meats here. It's brisket for sure. Brisket, we do pork ribs, pulled pork. Pulled pork is like a really popular meat here. You can find us on Swinging Door. We have our website at swingingdoorbbbq.com.
You have Instagram too, right?
We have Instagram, we have TikTok, so welcome in. We're here on the corner on Vanowen and Vineland in North Hollywood, right next to the Shell gas station. You can't miss that.
So it smells awesome. Let's check out the brisket. Let's go.
Sure. So we have some briskets here, and then here on the bottom. So normally something I do is, so the meat that's closer to the fire is usually going to be ready faster. So what I try to do for the ribs to be evenly cooked, we normally flip them. So we switch them. The ones that are closer to the other side, halfway through the cooking. So right now we're gonna take out the ones that are like closer to the fire. It's like how they look right now. It's kind of like halfway through the cooking process. All the meat we do a dry rub, so there's no barbecue sauce during the cooking.
Looks beautifully lathered on that moist brisket and rib right there. Guys, so they're moving so much meat. They have an actual squat weightlifting belt here. Alrighty, y'all. So we have our spread of barbecue here at the Swinging Door in North Hollywood right here. So there's a couple of classic Texas style barbecue items. Of course, the brisket, the ribs, sausages, burnt ends. But there's also some, different items that I don't see at most barbecue spots. There are these garlic breads right here. I get to smell them when they're plating them. Smells super buttery and garlicky. Some kind of looks like carne asada fries, but it's not. It's actually brisket fries right here. So it's loaded in brisket with a bunch of shredded cheese, melted cheese. Ooh, it's hefty, guys. And we got some of the sides, coleslaw, potato salad, spicy barbecue sauce, regular barbecue sauce, baked beets, mac, and potatoes. But yeah, guys, this is Texas style barbecue, and brisket is usually king. And I saw them, you know, smoking it in the back. It looked really good. There's a moist piece and the lean piece. Let's try. This one looks like the leaner piece. Let's try this. I try not to, you know, use a knife to see how tender and soft it is, and it does fall off. So let's try this little moist, fatty piece right here. Really, really tender. So, you know, the flavor, smokiness of the brisket kind of takes on whatever wood they use. So they use white oak and almond here. So it definitely has, you know, different kind of flavor than some of the other barbecue places that we tried. But I was talking to Domingo, and he was also saying that they have their own unique rub as well, and you can totally taste a difference in flavor here compared to some of the other spots. Let's try a more lean piece right here. Oh yeah, you taste a lot of the meat. You get really meaty flavor with this particular brisket. It tastes a lot of that pepper, but it's just super soft and tender. And yeah, let me actually use some of the spicy barbecue sauce for this one though. Spicy, you marked it for us, so beware. Oh, I like that sauce too. Definitely some chilies in there, really smoky. It's a thinner barbecue sauce. Let's try this piece right here. This brisket is very moist, by the way. I can tell when they're cutting it, just fell apart like butter. Let's try some of this traditional barbecue sauce, like so. Let's try it out. Even their lean pieces of brisket are very tender. Domingo was telling me about the smoking process. They smoke it for over 10 hours, so that's why it gets so tender. And he plays around with the parchment paper, the wrap, moves it around the smoker to have and retain its juiciness, tenderness. You guys, barbecue is an art. It's not just throwing a meat on the grill. It's how you smoke it. There's levels to it. There's skills. There's details. And compared to, you know, LA barbecue or California barbecue, they're bringing the Texas barbecue scene to California, LA. It's growing and thriving here because brisket is usually king for Texas barbecue. This Texas style barbecue, and their brisket is very tender and soft here. Salud. Let me explain what I mean by, you know, you taste a lot of the smokiness and the meatiness, because some briskets could just be over rubbed with spices and seasonings and maybe even barbecue sauce, but I guess they take pride in their meat here. On the signs I saw that they use, you know, prime Angus brisket meat, so you just taste a lot of like that wood fire smokiness to it and just the quality of the prime meat. So yeah, that's a little distinction to the brisket that I taste here. It tastes very quality and meaty and smoky. All right, so let's move on. So there's chicken breast here. As if you guys know, chicken breast is usually pretty lean and tough, but if they have it on the menu, that means they have confidence that they smoke it to tenderness. So let's see if it's tender. I mean, it is a chicken breast, so what are you gonna do? But it's as tender as it could be for a chicken breast, but it is extremely smoky. A little healthy option if you guys are meal prepping. I saw them do a takeout order with like a full chicken breast. I feel like there might be some bodybuilders that, you know, need the chicken breast to fit their macros, but let's try these burnt ends right here. Little niblets of the burnt ends on the brisket. Ooh, look at that. Let's try that out. Oh yeah, I got a huge glob of that. Burnt ends usually a little bit more flavorful. Fatty. Let me put a little bit of barbecue sauce on it. Burnt ends have a little bit more of a chew because the shape, it's like a cube, but it's very fatty and flavorful. I'm gonna give the brisket a DVW score right now. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.8 out of 10 DVW score for the brisket because meat quality is very good and very smoky, like how Texas barbecue should be. For LA, California barbecue standards, this is a very good brisket at 8.8 out of 10 DVW scores. So there's more items on the menu. Let's try this salchicha right here. I love beef franks, so this is a beef sausage with pork casing, but very soft, tender. Has a slight spice on there, but I always love my beef wiener sausages. It's pretty good. That crept up on me. Oh, I like that. There's a little bit of spices inside for that little, you know, pop. I don't know what they put in the sausage, but you do also taste the smokiness of that smoker. So let's try some of this pulled pork. Oh yeah, I saw like braising in like a huge soup and sauce. I'm actually a pretty harsh critic of pulled pork because some pulled pork can be really dry. I'm not the biggest fan, but this is actually Very good pulled pork. Almost has like a Filipino adobo flair, like a Mexican, you know, pork stew kind of flair. It has a very homey soup taste, and I'm sure you could, you know, add more soup to the pulled pork if you'd like. You don't get any of that, you know, meaty, porky taste from it. I think the smokiness masks that, you know, porky flavor very well, and it's super duper tender. I love this. I naturally start dancing. You know, it's a good item. Very impressive pulled pork. Also, it's not lathered in, you know, barbecue sauce. Some pulled pork can be dry and then they just slap a bunch of barbecue sauce on it. But this one is very tender, soft, and soupy. Whew, that's good. So this is actually, you know, this Texas style barbecue, but we are in California. So, you know, there's tri-tip. So let's see how the tri-tip is, baby. Let's try tri-tip. Some tri-tip could be very dry, but they smoke this very well because there are some fattiness in between the tri-tip fibers, so has a very nice flavor. Still tastes a lot of that smokiness from that white oak, almond oak. It's very smoky though, so I definitely use some of the tri-tip with the barbecue sauce. And the spicy barbecue sauce, I give this solid 9 out of 10. I really like the spicy barbecue sauce. I like thinner barbecue sauce. So you pair that tri-tip with the sauce, you're good to go. Last but not least, let's try these baby back ribs right here. Ooh, these look really juicy for ribs. I'm also very critical with pork ribs, so let's try some. Super juicy, just about fall off the bone. The vibe I'm getting at this place is that they're very proud of, you know, all their meats. I was looking at the menu and there's a sign there that said all of the meats are humanely processed, and the flavor and just, you know, all the meat items very good, paired with the smokiness of the smoker. So tastes very tender, fall off the rib, just about fall off the rib pork. It's on the lean side, which sometimes I appreciate in a pork rib, but yeah, you got a good combo of quality meat, smokiness to it, and you dip in a little bit of spicy barbecue, and you got to control the flavor. So you do have their dry rub on here, but I'll say the flavor is pretty minimal, so definitely use the barbecue sauce to your preferred flavor. 2 words to describe all the meat I've had here are smoky and tender. Oh yeah, all that cartilage, fat meat, that's where all the flavor is, close to the bone, guys. So make sure you guys clean your bones, chicken wings, pork bone, pork ribs, because that's where all that good stuff is, right here. Right on the bone right here. Guys, I couldn't eat that barbecue without smelling this garlic bread right here, so let me try the garlic bread. Definitely an abundance of garlic and butter on this bread right here. Yeah, sometimes at a barbecue place they'll give you like 2 slices of loaf bread, Texas toast, or biscuits or something, but they got garlic bread here, guys. That's a little unique touch. Let's try this cornbread too right here. This one's on the crispy, corny side. You taste a lot of the sweetness from that corn. And the outside crust is crispy, flaky. Pretty good. Ooh, that cornbread has a nice little sweet aftertaste. Pretty good. I give that cornbread solid 8.2 out of 10 DVW score. Alright, let's try these brisket fries. This looks crazy right here. I love fries with anything, especially steak, thick cut fries, which these are. Take a big hearty piece right here. Kind of reminds me of pastrami fries, but the meat is just much more tender. It literally just melts with the fattiness of the brisket right into the cheese and all that sauce. There's some shredded cheese. See if this is just melted cheese or nacho cheese. Ooh, I actually think it's nacho cheese, so has a little bit of that saltiness to it, but ooh, the smokiness of the meat just melts straight into this cheese and fries. This is crazy right here. This is a fat boy's dream. I gotta give this a 9 out of 10 DVW score right here, baby. Well, let's try the sides though. So sometimes it gets hot. You're eating Texas brisket barbecue outside, so there's some refreshing coleslaw, potato salad. Let's try it out. Nice and cold. I feel like this is like a Southwest style potato salad. A lot of like spices in there, celery.
You just get paid out for it. So I keep doing all
Try
the
the
trips, but I work while I'm on.
Or the mash.
Like I'll go away with friends for like a Thursday and a Friday, but
very potatoey. It's not very buttery at all. It's just like a little potato puree right here. Also some mac. Sides look pretty simple as well. The mac looks like regular mini mac shells with cheese. Just simple, basic sides, but the star is definitely the meat. The meat's already so flavorful and tender that
we'll copy.
I'll say the sides are just a little palate cleanser for more meat. Just some baked beans.
So, but if you go 5,
This is good. Sweet baked beans with little chunks of meat inside. I will say out of all of these, this is my favorite side. Very sweet baked beans. I love baked beans. And this one's made right. So they serve everything in to-go platters, but they have this nice little outdoor patio right here for you guys to enjoy your barbecue. Whew. Alright, so I'm stuffed. Pretty much tried all the meat that was in that smoker right there. So again, want to summarize this swinging door barbecue as pretty quality and smoky meat. Overall DVW score, I give it a 8.8 out of 10 DVW score. The meat was very good, tender, smoky, quality, and yeah, smoked to perfection. What could I say? So yeah, on to our next place. Let's go explore LA. All right, so on our next spot on this top barbecue in LA tour is Ray's Barbecue. We actually did a full deep dive on this spot on YouTube not too long ago, but I definitely had to include this on the list. Cannot leave this out. Some of the best Texas style, American style barbecue I've had in LA. Brisket, ribs, sausage are king for Texas style barbecue, and they did the Trinity right here. The brisket was super juicy. Ribs were Texas style, just fall off the bone with a little crunch. But yeah, vibe was great here. They also sprinkle a little bit of their culture and heritage from, you know, Salvadorian cuisine here, because it is ran by a Salvadorian family owned business. Also a few brownie points as well. But yeah, Ray's Barbecue is fire, so check out that video if you guys haven't. But definitely had to include that as an honorable mention or a number 4 or 5 for our, you know, top barbecues in LA. So yeah, overall great experience at Ray's. Give this whole place DVW score 9.5 out of 10 for LA, because honestly guys, barbecue scene is growing in LA. You know, everybody knows like the best LA scenes are usually in the South. Great LA barbecue. As you guys can see, they've been recognized by a lot of, you know, LA blogs and magazines, LA Eater, a lot of that, and I can see why. Great place, DVW score 9.5 out of 10. So let's go. All right, DVW fam, so time to give you guys our overall ranking on all of the barbecue we had in LA. Like I was saying throughout the whole video, I feel like the Texas barbecue scene is blowing up in LA. Obviously, I enjoyed all these spots and I gave you guys my DVW score for each spot. I'm going to, you know, rank them all from 1 through 5 or 6 for honorable mentions on my opinion for, you know, my favorite Texas style barbecue in LA. A big portion of this rating is going to depend on the brisket, because for Texas style barbecue, brisket is king, the trinity of brisket, sausages, and ribs. But for my number 1 spot, it is a two-way tie between, I'll say, Ray's and Moos. Their brisket was great, and the thing about those two spots is that they had a little bit of everything. Their sides were great as well. They mix in a little bit of their culture and heritage in the food. And yeah, 1 and 2, do with that as you will. It's too hard to, you know, put whichever one on top. Then Zest Barbecue brisket was insane. The only downside with that right now is that there are still a takeout or pop-up spot. But yeah, their brisket was really great. Then Bluso's, their brisket was lacking just a little bit, but the whole vibes in there, you know, the Texas barbecue scene, the environment, the ambiance in there, you felt like you're in a bar or barbecue spot in Texas. And then Swinging Door Barbecue, they had, you know, an outdoor pit and a bunch of great sides, barbecue items. Their meat was juicy, so you can't go wrong depending on, you know, what you want for barbecue with any of these spots. They're all pretty fire, and I've been saying this throughout the video, and I'll say it again. I feel like the Texas barbecue scene is blowing up in Los Angeles. I did a little, you know, Austin, Texas barbecue tour there, and I feel like some of the barbecue I had here is just as good or comparable to, you know, the brisket and some of the barbecue over there. But yeah, guys, and you know, some of the spots I've had here were featured or mentioned on Texas Monthly, for example, Ray's, Moos, Bluso's, and Heritage. And speaking of Heritage, that was listed as one of the best barbecues outside of Texas in California, also by Texas Monthly, but I didn't include that in this video because technically it's in Orange County. but I did visit Heritage, and I have to give Heritage Barbecue an honorable mention on the best barbecues in LA, because it is some of the best barbecue, you know, I've ever had. Definitely in California, they do it right. You know, a big portion of, you know, why the Texas barbecue scene in LA is so good is that I've been seeing a lot of, you know, outdoor smokers and pits, and Heritage has some of the biggest smokers outside the setup. But yeah, just like Moos Swinging Barbecue, there's a lot of, you know, outdoor pits in LA now, bringing the bangers, bringing the fire and the smoke, and that's what's bringing all the great Texas style barbecue here to LA. But yeah, the setup at Heritage is crazy. I definitely felt like I was in Texas there. A lot of landmass, great vibes, booze. So make sure you guys check this video out if you guys want to see another feature on one of the best barbecues in California. We do a full deep dive on Heritage Barbecue because the barbecue there was also fire. So yeah guys, like I said, check out this next video. It'll either be Heritage or another banging food and travel video for you guys. And as always, if you guys like this video, please like it, subscribe to Dan vs. the World if you guys want to see more. And yeah, see you guys in our next video. Deuces.